Okay, so this is part 2 of my contour demo, and I've gotten my general gesture drawing, of the objects and their placements. Now I'm going to take it a little bit slower and check on the angles and proportions and size. Once again, this is the image that I'm working from. Okay, and like I said, you don't have to do all of this, like even this much. You could even do like half of the objects or a third of the objects, but just don't crop it so much that it's only like 3 objects or something. Okay, challenge yourself. So I'm gonna use this pyramid as my reference to check the height and proportion and width and placement of everything, because yeah, I would say pick one object to do that, whether it's just a side of a cube or a side of a height of a cylinder. But so my triangle, I'm going to check the angles, like this space right here. Once again, I am looking at this, measuring this angle by lining up my pencil, okay, with the side of the pyramid. And my lines are just a little bit darker. You don't have to erase what you have for this part. I'm measuring the side of this, and you're gonna double check anyway, so you don't want to commit to anything yet. You're still moving relatively quick. Okay, so that's my pyramid set. Just gonna check again. When you're lining up, so this one, it looks like it's too steep, so I'm just gonna put a line over it right here. When you're lining this up, I recommend that you squint. So I'm gonna draw this cube right now, and I see that this line in the side of the pyramid intersects the cube about halfway, and the cube is about the width of this side of the pyramid right here. Okay, so it's going to be somewhere here, and I'm going to check the angle from this point to this point, so that the cube is not too close or too far. And I'm going to line up my pencil from the points like this on the still life, like so, and I see that the point is somewhere here, like that. Okay. And like I said, it intersects about halfway into the cube, so my other half of the cube is right here, slightly angled. Lines are a little bit darker, but I'm not digging in, and I'm keeping it still relatively loose. I check the angle from this point to this point, once again, just to make sure, and it seems like it comes down a little bit further, so I'm going to move it down a little bit further like this. Okay, now let's check let's go on to the sides of the thinner rectangular prism that the triangle is sitting on. I'm checking the angle of this side, and it intersects this side of the triangle around here, like very close to the corner here. Okay. And let's check the length of this compared to maybe the length of this. Okay. And I'm comparing the length of this to this, just so that, you know, I don't make this line too long or too short. Okay. So once again, it's difficult. But I'm noticing that this should be shorter than this. So if I go like this, it's about the same width, same length. So I'm going to shorten it a bit to here. Another way to check the length of this is to measure the angle from this point to this point right here. And I'm getting that it's somewhere here. So it's going to be a little bit longer than this point that I tried the second time a little bit shorter than the first angle that I tried, the first point length I tried. Okay, so let's try this out. And I'm gonna measure this point to this point. I'm getting it a little bit longer. And this line intersects like that. So I'm going to check this point to this point angle right here, and also this point to this point and this point to this point, just to make sure they're placed correctly and they're right proportions. So checking once again, this point to this point, this point to this point, this point to this point. Okay, angle looks okay. Angle looks okay. Angle looks okay. This point is going to move a little bit longer here. Okay, so this is fine as is. If you want to go back in and clear up the lines even more, you can, but if it's like this and you have kind of a darker line indicating your final lines, whether it's even a couple of lines, that's fine. Okay, but let's move on to the box behind this pyramid cone. So I see that the box line right here is intersecting the cone on this side around here. Okay, and I'm gonna double check this length, maybe with the width of here, because it seems relatively close. And it's about the same. So this length is about the same as this length here, okay? It's gonna be here. And angle of cube is here. Angle on this side is here. Now the width of this compares to maybe the width from this point to this point, okay, of the pyramid. So it's going to be about 1/2 and then a quarter. I mean a full 1 1/4. So 1 and then maybe a quarter of this would be around here. Now I can check this again by measuring the angle from here to this corner right here. Okay. And I'm getting that the length is up to here. Okay, so this is what I have. This point intersects the triangle a little bit further up, but if I do that, this looks too like shortened. So I'm going to double check this by measuring the angle from this point to this point. I think it might be a little bit taller. So I'm getting it that it's a little bit taller up to here. So I'm going to move it up just a tad bit, and these will be my final lines. Okay, it's hard to keep these lines perpendicular to the bottom of the page, but try to keep it as straight down as possible. Okay, let's check the angle of here, and then the angle of this box. And as I'm drawing, I'm just making sure that the angles line up. So I'm gonna, in order to measure this point and the placement of this box over here and over here, I'm gonna measure that angle. So it looks about right here. Okay. Still keeping it loose, but it's slowly coming along, okay? So I'm just gonna keep working without talking, and I'm gonna do one more 10-minute video of me working, and then I will move on to maybe drawing like a shoe or a picture.